Garage Golfers, welcome back to another video. Thank you for tuning in as always. Today we are back with a Mevo Plus. We're connected to flights, no we're not. We are connected to Creative Golf 3D, it's running off the laptop. They've brought a couple of bug fixes out, or enhancements, and I think that's since the new firmware of the Mevo's been out. I'll put it up on the screen now so you can see it. So it is some chipping and putting improvements, and it does state make sure you update the firmware with the Mevo, which I've done. So I'm on the latest firmware. We're just in the practice mode, chipping. We are 7 foot from Mevo to ball, but then we've got about 9.5 foot of ball flight. I've got my sand wedge with fairly clean grooves. I've got a Kirkland ball, divot action mat. I have got a dot on the ball. We've got a flag set at 36.5 foot, 36.5 yards even, so I get this right. So we're just going to try a little bit of chipping. We'll start with a sand wedge, and then maybe move on to some 8 irons and bumping runs and stuff like that. We'll just give it a go. So as expected, that's picking up nicely. Let me know how is the updates going with you. Is it working? Have you got the Mevo Plus? You're thinking about getting it? Any questions, obviously let me know. So that picked up nicely. Let's try another one. A little bit harder perhaps this time. Rolling out. I've got the view set on Creative Golf, so you can put in your measurements, and then you'll notice when I hit the ball, the flight of the ball, the trajectory and the flight of the ball, like the shot tracer, I guess. You'll see it on the screen, and it's roughly where the ball has hit the screen, so it makes it super realistic. It's very good. Right, that was out the flag. A little bit right. There you go, so those chip shots working nicely. I mean, to be honest, they've always worked pretty well, those ones. So let's just flip into, what should we use? I don't know. 9 iron? Some wedge. We'll try a little sort of bump and run 9 iron, which is something I play. So again, with 36 yards, 9 iron, it's slightly off the back foot. That should be a bit lower. But there you go, so you see where it hit the screen. That one's rolling on quite a bit further. Hit that a little bit hard. But it's definitely picking it up really nicely. So that's come out low. Chasing up there, we'll try one more of those. It's a good shot to use, I think, on the course, these ones. I always think, oh, I'll go to my sand wedge, but you don't need to, do you? The bumping runs, less likely to go wrong. Right. So I didn't hit that as hard. Right to the right, and there you go, so that's rolling out. Pretty good. Okay, so they're working pretty well. I think the ones we generally might struggle with are the ones that are a bit closer. So if we go from, I don't know, here to here, pretty close. So it's called Creative Golf 3D. I've put this into practice mode, and it's called Chip and Putt. And as you can see, any of those X and circles, that's where you can place the flag and your sort of hitting position, I guess. And you can put it in the bunker as well. It's nice little features on Creative Golf. If you've got any questions on Creative Golf, do let me know. I've had it for a while now. I really like it. Right, so we've got 24 yards. I've still got the 9 iron. Off the back foot, just bump it on there. So you go a lot. Didn't quite hit that, did make the green. But again, no misreads, picking up quite nicely, so yeah, it's looking really good. Like I said, it's always worked pretty well for me in here, so you know, it can be set up depending, I guess. That was a bit harder. So that's the 9 iron. Maybe should we try a, I don't know what we'd go down to, perhaps 7 iron? Should we try 7? I can find it. There it is. Okay, so let's try 7 iron. Bump and run. Again, I've got the dot on the ball. Don't know if it makes a difference or not, but just tend to do it. Usually for putting I don't bother because I have a different ball. Right, 7 iron. Yeah, come out lower and harder, but that's picked it up. It does seem to be working pretty well. I've got quite a level surface here, so I haven't set a tee height because the Mevo is pretty much level with the mat. I've used the square, what are they, sort of foam gym mats, the interlocking mats, to try and get it as level as I can. The garage isn't completely level, it does slope a little bit, but it seems to work. Actually, we're still in wedge mode as well. Should we, let's take that out and put it into iron mode. Just to see if it makes a difference or not. Again, little low one. It's picked it up nicely, a bit hard again, but you take it. So it is working pretty nicely. Let's try some putts. Again, you can go into here. Now I'm going to put myself on the green. There you go. Step and play. So now we're putting. So it should select the putter for us. We've got the TaylorMade Spider. Tell you what we'll do for this. We'll keep the same ball. So when I'm putting, I'm what's that? 1, 2. I'm about 3.5 foot from the Mevo, I would say. 3.5, yeah, 3.5, 4 foot perhaps. So we've got 11.5 yards. That's what, 30 odd foot. Let's give this a putt. So that come off a little bit left. I don't think I quite hit it there. The other thing. Try that again. 30 foot. There you go, that's better. Race past. Picked up pretty good. Is putting working? Do you not use putting? I do 8 foot gimmies. So these long putts are more important than just try and get it within 8 foot. Get a gimme and go on to the next one. That was a good roll. Yeah, that felt exactly where I hit it. So again, the putting working pretty good. What we'll do is see if we can get a closer putt. Uh, 26 foot, I think that's probably the closest we can go. Try one of those. 26 foot. Bit short. Yeah, again, hit it exactly. Again, with Creative Golf 3D, there's lots of different settings you can set in the game options of gimmies and wind and all sorts, as you'd expect. The other thing I do have set, I don't know if it's default or not, but I have the cup set to 1.5, so it's 1.5 the size. It just makes it a little bit bigger, a little bit easier on the eye to get it in. I just prefer it that way. You know, I didn't buy the simulator for putting as such, so probably a little shy as well, but again, it's rolled very nice, very trim. So it does look like the setup I have here, along with the Mevo Plus firmware and the updates that Creative Golf have brought out, is working nicely. That's probably too short as well, but as you can see, that's a pretty good putt. Everything's being picked up. You know, more than acceptable. Get it within 8 feet for me, and away you go. So that was just a quick video on the Creative Golf 3D with the latest updates. As always, thank you for watching. If you do have any questions, any setup questions, Mevo questions, or any of the software out there, do please comment below. Do please consider subscribing if you haven't subscribed, and I'll catch you in the next video.